we'll be going over how to import territories through the Create Territories button. We're going to go over how to import a county file as well as a zip code file, and we'll also explain the differences between point and boundary zip codes. So as you open up Map Business Online, for the first time you're presented with this Quick Start dialog box. From here you could plot data on the map, you could import a territory file like we're about to do, you could color code the map, or you could decide to create a route. If I wanted to go through this dialog, I can click Create a Territory Map, and it will automatically lead me to the same location that I would have reached if I had clicked on this red Create Territories puzzle piece. So you can approach it either way. If I'm importing a spreadsheet, then I will choose the first option to create territories from a dataset. This next screen will give you an example of what your Excel spreadsheet should look like. You can do it by zip code or county. If you do zip code, you have the zip code of header in your Excel spreadsheet. Also have a header of territory in the second column of your spreadsheet. Just have a list of all the zip codes that you cover, and then you could have territory names next to each zip code that they cover. You could have territory A, B, C, 1, 2, 3, or you could have people's names. If we do it by county, you want to be sure that you have the name of the county and the state that that county's in, and then the third column would be your territory name column. You want to be sure that you have your state column along with your county, because some counties are going to be located in two different states. You could have the same, you could have Johnson County in 3 different states, so it's important to have the state correlating with the county. Next we go to plotting data. This is where you pull in your spreadsheet. So if you have it in Excel format, then you click Browse, and we locate to the location, and we're going to bring in Michigan territories by county. If my spreadsheet looks great and I know that it's perfect and I have my territory name header, I have all the headers proper, then I could easily click Plot, and it'll just kind of advance through the next steps. If I want to double check my work, then I can click on Next. This window here will allow you to double check your work. So we have a territory column, we have a state abbreviation column, and in my spreadsheet I have the word name rather than county. So because I have the word name, the program doesn't automatically know that that's my county column. So I'm going to just help it out. If you have county instead of name, then it would be able to identify it correctly. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to scroll down to county, and I'm going to change this none to the header of my spreadsheet column, which is called name. So now I'm located by county and I'm located by state, and we can see here that now the program can tell that we're plotting these locations by county. Now we have points plotted on the map, so next we go to create territories, which will fill in those counties with a color for us. I always pause here and make sure that my territory name column was identified correctly from my spreadsheet, which it is, and we double check and make sure that we're creating counties by territories by county rather than state or zip code. We'll click Create Territories, and this will automatically fill in those counties in Michigan based on the information from my spreadsheet. The data window pops up, and if I wanted to, I could quickly change the color of my different areas. I could also do my pull down list, and I can see the list of counties by territory, and I can choose to export that information as well. If we import a zip code list, that'll be very similar, and so to do that I will just turn on my zip codes layer. I'm going to next import a zip code territory down in Georgia. To import a territory file, I just click on the little red puzzle piece at the top. I get the same screen that I saw initially, and so I'm going to create territories by dataset. I'm going to go next to plotting data, and I'm going to pull in my second example. In this case, I'm going to do Georgia zip code territories. Because I have the proper headers, the program is able to identify it. If it didn't, then I could tell it which column was my zip code. Over here on the right hand side is something important, and that's a box that you can check for ignoring point-only zip codes. Zip codes come in 2 formats. There's boundary zip codes, which help to divide a town, which we all know and we grew up with. We knew which zip code was in our hometown. And then there's also point zip codes. Point zip codes are within boundary zip codes, and it's just to designate a building or location that receives a ton of mail. So if it's an airport or a university, something like that, a government building, this single building might receive a ton of mail, but it's not defined by a border. A lot of times, it's up to the user to decide whether or not they want to include those point boundaries in their territory map. All the program really cares about is the boundary zip codes because it needs to find those shapes and fill them in with colors. So it's up to you whether or not you want to ignore the point-only zip codes or not. If you do have point-only zip codes in your list, you want to be sure that they are assigned to the correct territory name as well. So you don't want to have a boundary zip code with one territory name and then the point zip codes within it. You don't want to give it a secondary territory name because it could disrupt the map and it could give you strange colors. So either choose point only or no point only. So that I just wanted to stress that. We'll click next. Click next to creating territories. Double check it's identified our territory name column. We're plotting by zip code. Click create territories and this will automatically fill in the zip codes in Georgia based on the color that I've given it. Based on the territory name rather. I now have it listed in my data window and I can scroll through here and I can change these colors to anything that I like. One thing I wanted to show you is if you did see something that was done in error, I just want to quickly show you how to fix that. So I have a zip code over here that maybe it's out of place, maybe I don't want to include it on my map. All I have to do now is just click on that zip code and I'm presented with this box. I have the list of the territory along with the zip code. This is to help you decide how to edit. So if I want to change the zip code within the territory, I'm going to just click on that zip code number and click continue. Then I'm presented with the tools for creating a territory, the most important being that blue puzzle piece. I can then click on that blue puzzle piece and do remove from Georgia to, click edit, and now I have a revised list of my territories excluding that zip code. If you have any questions, please reach out to us. We're available through phone and email support. We have a free 30-day trial that you can get at mapbusinessonline.com. And please reach out to us if you have any questions. Thanks and have a great day.